The Galactic Council Research Station, Wisdom's Edge, floats in the outer rim of known space. Dr. Vale, the station's lead scientist, receives an urgent transmission from Scout Captain Reed. The human ship Iron Wolf has been found drifting near the Void Nebula, apparently abandoned after a fierce battle. The Council's top military minds gather to examine this strange vessel. Admiral Knox leads the inspection team, joined by Chief Engineer Bell and weapons expert Lane. The ship appears crude compared to their advanced vessels. Thick metal plating, primitive fusion drives, and bulky weapon systems. Dr. Vale begins the first detailed scans. The ship's construction puzzles her. Where Council ships use lightweight composite materials and energy shields, this human vessel relies on raw metal armor plates several feet thick. The weapons are equally strange. Kinetic cannons that fire solid metal projectiles instead of refined plasma beams. Why would they build something so heavy? Asks Engineer Bell, examining the massive engine housing. The human ship masses 3 times more than equivalent Council warships. Captain Reed discovers the ship's battle logs. The Iron Wolf faced a pack of raiders, 12 ships against 1. The tactical display shows something impossible. The human ship charged straight into the enemy formation, taking massive damage but refusing to retreat. Its thick armor absorbed hits that would destroy any Council vessel. The crew studies the ship's damage patterns. Scorch marks cover the hull, but the armor held. Inside, they find emergency repair stations with simple tools, welding equipment, metal patches, and spare parts. The humans had repaired critical systems mid-battle. Dr. Vale examines the crew quarters. Simple bunks, basic food supplies, and personal items tell a story. These humans lived in their ship for months, treating it like home. Unlike Council crews who rotate frequently, these humans stayed with their vessel through countless battles. Ship's computer reveals partial records. The Iron Wolf was one ship in humanity's border patrol, protecting trade routes from raiders. While Council ships avoided dangerous regions, human vessels actively hunted threats. Admiral Knox grows disturbed by what they find. The ship's combat protocols show no retreat options. The humans fought until victory or death. No surrender, no withdrawal. Their tactics ignore Council rules of engagement. The medical bay contains crude but effective equipment. Dr. Vale realizes the humans treated their wounded and returned to battle. Council doctrine requires evacuating damaged ships, but humans kept fighting with injured crew. As the team prepares their report, Captain Reed makes a chilling discovery. The ship's log contains references to other human vessels, the Steel Thunder, Warhammer, and dozens more. This single ship represents an entire fleet built for one purpose: war. The inspection team returns to Wisdom's Edge with troubling questions. If humans build such crude but effective warships, what happens when they improve their technology? The Iron Wolf succeeded through raw determination and overwhelming force. More advanced human ships could threaten the entire galaxy. Dr. Vale begins compiling her research notes. The Council must understand this new threat. But as she studies the data, a disturbing thought emerges. The humans didn't build the Iron Wolf to conquer. They built it to protect. What kind of enemies forced them to create such terrible weapons? 3 weeks after discovering the Iron Wolf, Dr. Vale's research team works around the clock at Wisdom's Edge. The Council's top experts arrive daily, each wanting to examine the human warship. What they find challenges everything they know about space combat. Professor Gray leads the materials analysis team. The human armor uses simple iron and steel alloys, but layered in complex patterns. Each plate absorbs impact differently, spreading damage across the hull. When Council weapons hit this armor, the energy disperses harmlessly. Look at these impact points, Gray explains to his team. Our plasma beams barely scratch the surface. The humans designed this ship to survive anything we could throw at it. Meanwhile, Engineer Bell studies the human weapon systems. The kinetic cannons use magnetic rails to launch solid metal slugs at incredible speeds. Unlike energy weapons that can be deflected by shields, these projectiles punch through any defense. Bell runs combat simulations against Council ships. The results shock everyone. A single human warship could destroy 3 Council vessels before taking critical damage. The thick armor protects them while their weapons tear through enemy hulls. Dr. Vale examines the ship's tactical computers. Human battle doctrine emphasizes aggression and persistence. Where Council forces retreat when damaged, humans fight harder. Their ships carry enough supplies for months of continuous combat. The psychological profiles disturb the research team. Most human crew members show no fear responses to overwhelming odds. Battle recordings reveal them joking and singing while under heavy fire. They treat deadly combat like routine work. Captain Reed discovers more unsettling facts in the ships. Database. The Iron Wolf represents old human technology, built decades ago with primitive methods. Current human ships use advanced alloys, better weapons, and improved armor. If this obsolete vessel could defeat 12 raiders, Reed reports to Admiral Knox, what can their modern fleet accomplish? The Council's military leaders grow increasingly nervous. Admiral Knox orders full tactical analysis of human combat capabilities. The results paint a terrifying picture. Human warships ignore standard battle protocols, accepting massive damage. To destroy enemies. Dr. Vale studies human crew training records found on the ship. Unlike Council officers who learn diplomacy and negotiation, humans focus entirely on combat skills. They practice boarding actions, damage control, and close quarters fighting. The ship's medical bay reveals another disturbing fact. Humans continue fighting with injuries that would disable other species. Their bodies heal quickly, and their minds seem immune to battle trauma. Professor Gray makes a breakthrough studying the ship's construction. The humans built redundant systems throughout the vessel. When primary engines fail, backup systems engage. When weapons overheat, secondary batteries continue firing. The ship keeps fighting until completely destroyed. The research team discovers human manufacturing data. Their shipyards warships at incredible rates, dozens completed each month. While Council vessels take years to build, humans mass-produce their fleet like simple tools. Engineer Bell examines the human communication systems. The Iron Wolf maintained constant contact with other human ships, sharing tactical data and coordinating attacks. Their fleet operates as one massive weapon. Captain Reed uncovers the most troubling information yet. Human space extends far beyond known borders, with hundreds of colonies and massive industrial centers. The Council only encountered their outer patrol ships, the weakest vessels in their fleet. As reports reach the Galactic Council chambers, panic begins spreading. These humans represent a threat unlike anything in recorded history. They build crude but effective weapons, fight with suicidal determination, and reproduce their technology rapidly. Dr. Vale prepares her final analysis for the Council leaders. The humans don't follow galactic law or diplomatic protocol. They solve problems with overwhelming force, treating war as natural as breathing. The research concludes with a chilling recommendation. The Council must either make peace with humanity immediately or prepare for the most devastating war in galactic history. There can be no middle ground with the species that builds ships like the Iron Wolf. Admiral Knox reviews the final reports. With growing dread, the human warship sits in their research bay, a silent reminder of the sleeping giant humanity represents. Soon, the Council must decide how to face this new threat. 6 months after studying the Iron Wolf, the Galactic Council faces an impossible decision. Ambassador White leads the diplomatic faction, arguing for immediate peace talks with humanity. Admiral Knox commands the military hardliners who want to strike first before human technology advances further. The debate rages for weeks, until long-range sensors detect something that changes everything. A human fleet approaches council space, not warships, but massive cargo vessels escorted by patrol ships. Captain Reed leads the first contact mission aboard the diplomatic vessel, Harmony. The human fleet consists of 12 cargo ships and 6 escorts. The escorts are newer versions of the Iron Wolf, sleeker but still heavily armored. The cargo ships dwarf even council battleships, their hulls scarred from countless journeys through dangerous space. Admiral Clark commands the human fleet from the escort ship Brave Heart. When Reed's diplomatic vessel approaches, Clark responds with surprising courtesy. His crew maintains weapons at standby, but shows no hostile intent. Council ship Harmony. This is Admiral Clark of Earth Defense Fleet. We come seeking trade agreements and mutual cooperation. Our cargo holds contain rare minerals and manufactured goods. Ambassador White joins the communication from Harmony's bridge. The human admiral appears on screen, a weathered man with gray hair and steady eyes. His uniform shows signs of long use, and his ship's bridge looks functional rather than decorative. The initial negotiations proceed smoothly. Clark explains that humanity seeks new trading partners and colony worlds. Their expanding population needs resources, and they offer advanced mining equipment and industrial technology in return. But Captain Reed notices troubling details. The human escort ships maintain perfect formation, their weapons tracking potential threats automatically. Clark's crew moves with military precision despite conducting peaceful trade talks. During the formal meeting, Ambassador White tours one of the human cargo vessels. The ship's captain, Commander Stone, shows him vast holds filled with processed metals, complex machinery, and sealed containers marked with unknown symbols. What's in those sealed containers? White asks. Stone hesitates before answering. Emergency supplies, food, medical equipment, and basic tools for new colonies. We learned long ago to prepare for any situation. White suspects the containers hold military equipment, but diplomatic protocol prevents direct accusation. The humans maintain friendly cooperation while keeping dangerous secrets. Meanwhile, Admiral Knox analyzes the human fleet from Wisdom's Edge. The escort ships use improved versions of the technology found on the Iron Wolf. Their weapons appear more powerful, their armor thicker, and their engines more efficient. Dr. Vale studies detailed scans of the human vessels. The cargo ships mount defensive weapons, officially for protection against raiders, but powerful enough to threaten Council warships. Even peaceful human ships carry military capability. The trade negotiations reveal humanity's true nature. They offer beneficial deals, but demand guarantees of safe passage for their ships. When White suggests establishing trade routes through Council space, Clark insists on escort privileges. Our cargo vessels need protection, Clark explains. We've lost too many ships to raiders and hostile forces. Every human ship travels with defensive capability. White realizes the humans don't distinguish between military and civilian vessels. Every ship in their fleet can fight if necessary, turning innocent traders into potential warships instantly. The talks continue for days, with both sides learning about each other. The humans describe their expanding civilization, hundreds of colonies, massive industrial centers, and growing populations. They speak of war as a normal part of existence. Clark shares stories of humanity's struggles against alien raiders, hostile environments, and resource shortages. Every human settlement fights for survival, producing the warrior culture that built ships like the Iron Wolf. Dr. Vale monitors the negotiations while studying human behavior patterns. The humans negotiate honestly, but maintain constant readiness for betrayal. They trust but verify, cooperate but prepare for conflict. As the first contact mission nears completion, both sides reach preliminary agreements. The Council gains access to human manufacturing technology and rare materials. Humanity receives star charts, colony rights, and trading privileges, but underlying tensions remain. Admiral Knox warns that accepting human ships in Council space creates security risks. Clark insists that humanity's peaceful intentions don't mean abandoning defensive preparations. The human fleet prepares to depart with signed trade agreements and diplomatic protocols. Ambassador White feels satisfied with the negotiations, but Captain Reed harbors doubts about humanity's true intentions. As the Braveheart and its fleet jump to hyperspace, Admiral Clark sends a final transmission. We look forward to long friendship with the Galactic Council. May our peoples prosper together in peace. The words sound sincere, but Reed notices Clark's hand resting on his weapon controls throughout the entire message. 2 years pass since first contact with humanity. The trade agreements prove highly successful, with human cargo fleets bringing valuable resources to Council worlds. Ambassador White considers the diplomatic initiative his greatest achievement. But Admiral Knox grows more concerned with each human visit. The human trading ships grow larger and more numerous. What began as monthly visits becomes weekly arrivals. Their escort fleets expand from 6 ships to 12, then 20. Captain Reed notices the escorts carry increasingly advanced weapons. Dr. Vile continues monitoring human technology development. Each new ship shows improvements over the last: better armor, more powerful engines, and sophisticated electronic systems. The crude vessels like the Iron Wolf now seem primitive compared to modern human warships. The situation changes dramatically when distress signals reach Council space. A mining colony on the rim world of New Harbor faces attack from a massive raider fleet. The colony's defenses cannot hold against 50 enemy ships. Council Fleet Command debates response options. Their nearest battle group would take 4 days to reach New Harbor. The colony will fall long before rescue arrives. Admiral Knox prepares to write off another outer settlement as acceptable losses. Then Captain Reed receives an unexpected transmission. Admiral Clark's trade fleet operates near New Harbor, delivering mining equipment to human colonies. Clark requests permission to assist the Council colony under attack. Council Command, this is Admiral Clark aboard the Thunderstrike. We have 18 ships in the New Harbor system. Request permission to render assistance to your colony under raider attack. Knox hesitates before responding. Allowing human warships to engage enemies near Council territory sets dangerous precedent. But the alternative means watching an entire colony die while help sits nearby. Permission granted, Admiral Clark. Proceed with rescue operations. What happens next shocks every observer. The human fleet doesn't withdraw non-combat vessels to safety. Instead, the cargo ships form defensive positions around New Harbor, while escort ships charge directly into the raider formation. The battle unfolds like nothing in Council military history. The human escorts ignore overwhelming odds, ramming through enemy lines to reach the raider command ships. Their thick armor absorbs tremendous punishment, while their kinetic weapons tear through enemy hulls. Captain Reed monitors the battle from Harmony, stationed at safe distance per Council protocol. The tactical display shows impossible maneuvers as human ships fight with complete disregard for survival odds. The escort ship, War Eagle, takes critical damage but continues attacking, its crew conducting repairs while under fire. The Storm Rider loses primary engines but uses maneuvering thrusters to ram an enemy vessel, destroying both ships. Admiral Clark coordinates the battle from Thunderstrike. directing his ships like a conductor, managing an orchestra of destruction. His tactical brilliance transforms 18 ships into an unstoppable force. The cargo vessels prove equally surprising. Their defensive weapons engage raiders attempting to flank the escort ships. These peaceful traders fight with professional military skill, protecting the colony with devastating effectiveness. Within 3 hours, the raider fleet retreats in disorder. 50 enemy ships flee from 18 human vessels, leaving behind 15 destroyed raiders and countless damaged survivors. Dr. Vale analyzes battle recordings with growing amazement. The human ships absorbed damage that would destroy Council vessels, kept fighting with systems offline, and coordinated attacks with perfect timing. But the most shocking discovery comes during post-battle analysis. The human cargo ships carried concealed military equipment, additional weapons, armor plating, and combat systems hidden beneath civilian camouflage. Ambassador White demands explanations during the next diplomatic meeting. Admiral Clark responds with characteristic directness. Every human ship can fight if necessary. We learned long ago that separating military and civilian vessels leads to disaster. The rescue of New Harbor changes everything. Council worlds celebrate humanity's heroic intervention, but military leaders recognize the implications. Human trade fleets actually represent distributed military forces operating throughout. Council Space. Knox realizes the truth too late. While the Council debated humanity's threat, the humans quietly positioned their forces across the galaxy. Their trade agreements provided perfect cover for military deployment. Dr. Vale's final analysis confirms the worst fears. Humanity never intended conquest through direct assault. Instead, they infiltrated Council space gradually, establishing defensive positions while building local support through beneficial trade. The humans played a game, lasting years while the Council focused on immediate threats. Now hundreds of human ships operate throughout Council territory, each capable of military action on short notice. As Admiral Clark's fleet prepares to leave New Harbor, he sends a message that chills every Council leader. The galaxy contains many dangers. Fortunately, humanity stands ready to protect our friends and allies from any threat. The words sound reassuring, but Knox understands their true meaning. Humanity has quietly surrounded the Galactic Council with overwhelming force, transforming from unknown aliens into the galaxy's dominant military power. 5 years after the Battle of New Harbor, the galaxy operates under a new order. Humanity's influence extends throughout Council space, not through conquest, but through indispensable protection. Every major trade route, industrial center, and colony world relies on human security forces. Admiral Knox commands what remains of the Council military from his headquarters on Central Prime. His once mighty fleet has become obsolete overnight. Council ships still patrol inner systems, but real power belongs to Earth Defense Fleet. The transformation happened gradually, almost naturally. After New Harbor, other colonies requested human protection. Raider attacks decreased dramatically. Wherever human ships patrolled, trade flourished under their security umbrella, creating unprecedented prosperity. Dr. Vale continues studying human society from her research station. What she discovers explains their military dominance. Humanity doesn't separate civilian and military populations. Every human settlement produces soldiers, every factory builds weapons, every ship carries defensive systems. Captain Reed now serves as liaison between Council and human forces. He spends most of his time aboard Admiral Clark's flagship, the massive battleship Earth's Might. The vessel dwarfs anything in the Council fleet, mounting weapons that could destroy entire battle groups. The human fleet continues growing. New shipyards appear monthly, producing vessels of increasing sophistication. The crude armor of the Iron Wolf has evolved into advanced composite materials. Simple kinetic weapons have become guided projectile systems with devastating accuracy. But humanity's true strength lies in their strategic thinking. They don't occupy conquered territory or demand tribute. Instead, they create dependency through protection and prosperity. Council worlds voluntarily accept human oversight because the alternatives seem worse. Ambassador White struggles with the new reality during diplomatic meetings. Officially, the Galactic Council maintains sovereignty over member worlds. Practically, human admirals make decisions about galactic security, trade routes, and conflict resolution. We're not conquerors, Admiral Clark explains during one tense negotiation. We're protectors. The galaxy needed someone willing to fight for peace, and humanity answered that call. Clark's words ring true, but his meaning is clear. Humanity defines peace as the absence of organized resistance to their authority. They maintain order through overwhelming force, treating rebellion as a pest problem requiring extermination. The human approach to governance proves remarkably effective. Piracy disappears from human-patrolled space. Trade disputes resolve quickly under human arbitration. Colonial expansion proceeds smoothly with human oversight. Dr. Vale observes that Council species adapt rapidly to human leadership. Many citizens prefer human protection to Council bureaucracy. The humans solve problems with direct action, while Council committees debate endlessly. The few remaining independent systems face constant pressure to join the human security network. Admiral Knox watches helplessly as his allies succumb one by one. Each defection weakens Council authority while strengthening human dominance. The final blow comes when the outer colonies petition for direct human administration. These frontier worlds, established by Council expansion efforts, choose Earth over their founding governments. The vote isn't even close. Humans win by margins exceeding 90%. Knox realizes the Council has become irrelevant. They maintain the forms of government, while humans exercise real authority. Council species serve humanity willingly because the humans provide what the Council never could: security, prosperity, and decisive leadership. During the last Council military review, Knox surveys his remaining ships. Sleek vessels designed for diplomacy and police actions, they represent an era when space combat meant limited conflicts between civilized opponents. Human warships dominate every fleet review now. Massive battleships with armor measured in meters, carrying weapons that could crack planets. These ships exist for one purpose: ensuring humanity's definition of peace remains unchallenged. Captain Reed files his final report on human military capabilities. The numbers stagger even experienced officers. Earth Defense Fleet operates thousands of warships supported by millions of personnel and unlimited industrial capacity. But the most important fact isn't military, it's psychological. Humanity has convinced the galaxy that their protection is necessary and beneficial. Council species fight each other for human favor rather than resisting human authority. Dr. Vale completes her decade-long study of humanity with a simple conclusion. They studied our weaknesses while we studied their ship. We analyzed their technology while they analyzed our society. We prepared for military defeat while they achieved political victory. Admiral Clark delivers the final speech at the Galactic Unity Ceremony, celebrating 10 years of Human Council cooperation. His words summarize the new reality with characteristic directness. The galaxy faced chaos and chose order. It faced weakness and chose strength. It faced division and chose unity under human leadership. We are honored to serve as protectors of galactic civilization. As Clark speaks, thousands of human warships patrol the star lanes, maintaining the Yasa. Peace they created through overwhelming force. The Iron Wolf sits in a museum now, a relic of humanity's crude beginnings. The galaxy learned too late that studying human ships was pointless. The real weapon was humanity itself.